Okay. Good morning. It's hump day. Burning question for you. What are you doing about hump day? You don't know anything. Why don't you visit a zoo? Anyone ever been up close to a camel? I'm rambling today. No doubt we have a lot of our marine heroes around here who have seen more than they wanted to while playing in the sand pile. Only camel I was ever close to was at a little roadside zoo at Myrtle Grove Junction, better known as Monkey Junction, between Wilmington and Carolina Beach. The critter loved to spit. So when I found that out, I put a longer lens on the camera and I stayed out of range of his shower. I'm Rayford Brown, and that little tidbit of information may be the only tidbit that's worthwhile that I offer today.
I'm Chris Marks. I'll take 2 humps.
I'm Lee Barrows, and I can already see where this day is going. Oh, wow.
It didn't have to go into the toilet. It was there when I came in the door this morning, apparently. Well, here's some bad stuff. We know the flu is playing havoc this season already, right? It's across the country. 1 death has been reported in Onslow County. At least 39 deaths have been confirmed across the state due to influenza. A bunch of the hospitals, including here in Onslow, are restricting any people under the age of 12 from visiting folks in the hospital. That's a good thing. At one time, I do remember the time growing up, you could not go and visit anybody in a hospital unless you were at least 12 years of age. I sat in the waiting room at Onslow Memorial for a lot of different occasions when my parents would go to visit somebody, you know?
Right.
Respiratory infections, especially flu cases, have increased dramatically this season. While most of the cases involve influenza A, there is a new strain making the rounds. Apparently it's a nasty thing. Hospitals do... They tell you, if you're not feeling well, please don't come to the hospital to visit anyone, regardless of how old you are. Just call them. Send them a telegram if you want.
Good luck.
Carrier pigeon, whatever. Just don't go visit them. You could be having something that's bad if they're in the hospital sick with something else other than flu. They're in a weakened condition.
But I have a question.
The same thing applies to your at home. If you're not feeling well, don't go visit your aging parents or grandparents. All right? Yes.
I have a question, though.
Yes, you.
And we can ask Dr. Rose this when she calls this morning. At what point do you feel like you need to get tested? And if the hospitals are saying, stay home with your infection, where do you go from there? Do you call a doctor and say, hey, can you prescribe me something for this? And will they do that?
Yes, no, and perhaps.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
When I know that I'm not feeling good, like a sinus infection or something, I know what I need, but I go in there and they do the testing, and so then they'll say, would you like to be tested for the flu or COVID?
Yeah.
At urgent care, they'll ask you that. And it's usually no, and no, because I've already been given
Why don't
the flu
they test
shots.
you anyway?
No,
Wouldn't that be standard?
No.
Well, I mean, you've already had the flu shot, and all the flu shot does is make your symptoms less severe. COVID, man.
I in Wilmington years ago, I didn't get sick, you know. I was just one of those people that didn't get sick. And I still don't get sick too much. I got other issues, but you know, respiratory and that kind of garbage I don't generally get. But when I would get something, I'd call the doctor, and we were on first name basis. Sam. He said, yeah.
Sam.
I said, I got sinus issues and yada, yada, yada. He said, yeah, a lot of people have that. And I said, my stuff is green. He said, I'll call you a prescription in. And that's all I had to do.
Thank you for that.
If it was that, he knew, because I wasn't going to lie to him, because I didn't want any of the garbage that might be floating around there. Other pills that I don't need, I don't want. So I don't want pills. Those days I didn't have any prescriptions of any kind. So,
where do you draw the line on how sick you get before you know that
there's
it's
a
time?
question for 7:30 this morning, isn't it?
Yes,
It's going to
definitely.
depend on the individual. I'm sure she's going to say
Right.
whatever your normal is. Now, men, of course, we are big babies, and when we get sick, we are the sickest people in the world. If you don't believe it, ask a woman. That's what they'll tell you.
Well, Onslow Memorial is saying that the flu is the most prominent illness so far this year.
Yep.
But they have seen some cases of COVID and RSV. So,
Mm.
how do you know though? Is it RSV you have, COVID, or the flu?
Test
7:30.
the test. But let me, Rayford, what's your normal temperature?
96.678.
That would be
I'm
me.
2 degrees
Mine
low.
runs low.
Mine does too. Mine's 95.6.
Oh.
That and my heartbeat.
You're
And they've
only
asked
2
me.
degrees away from the coffin. You know that, right?
I just want to stay cold. Good Lord, have mercy.
No, 98.6 is a generic number that
Right.
they pick
I know,
for.
right.
Because kids have a higher temperature than adults generally, right?
Yeah.
Adults are really cooler than the
My
little
mother-in-law
than
did.
teenagers. We're way more cool than the teenagers
My
and people that
mother-in-law
think
did.
they're cool.
She had a real high temperature all the time.
Oh, well, only when you were around.
Glad you caught that. Chris is like, what?
In all seriousness, I don't know when you should go see your doctor. I don't want to bug them, and I also don't want to go be waiting in a sitting room or waiting room somewhere because, guess who else goes to doctors? People who are sick.
Right.
And if I don't really have anything, and I gotta go sit around a waiting room somewhere where there are a bunch of sick people, I might get sick before I get out of there.
The times in the past, way back when my dad was going through all his, his final year or so, and I would take him to the emergency room. And you're sitting there with 50 to 60 people coughing and hacking and sneezing and throwing up. And I'm like, I mean, it was bad. I said, Dad, next time we're just calling EMS.
Yeah, I'm gonna be sitting in the car.
Bypass this.
Right.
Right.
Call us when you're ready.
Right.
They do still do that.
They do that
Yeah.
for COVID.
Do they
Yeah.
give you a little buzzer, take it out with you like they do in a
There
restaurant?
are too many people around here who would steal it.
Yeah,
They
that's true.
believe everybody has a cell phone and they'll call you and
Yep.
say it's your turn to come on in.
That's
Don't
a good
text me,
idea.
call me.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting that a lot of the doctor's office has the sick patients and then
There are a lot
Greater
of
patients,
if they
but-
got facilities for it.
Yeah.
There are the well patients, those
Yeah.
who come in for routine checkups every quarter or whatever.
Cubicle.
And then there are the sick patient room.
Well, if I'm
Waiting
sick, I don't want to sit with sick people. If I'm sick, I still don't want to sit with sick people.
You're just kind of snooty, aren't
Give
you?
me a cubicle or something. It's Kathy calling.
We need the
It's
cone.
the slugger calling.
it's like lefty.
We need the old cone of silence from Agent 99 and whatever the Maxwell Smart's name.
86. He was
86.
86.
My
86 with the chief.
Do you like your squirrel picture, girl?
I'm 38.
I loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Hey, we're sitting
And
here,
we love you,
and
Kathy.
I was watching this squirrel walk around the gate outside, and neither one of these folks were looking at it. And of course, we had somebody we were talking with, and I'm looking out there, and I'm saying, "This is a sign."
Yeah.
I haven't seen a squirrel on that fence, on that gate, and I don't know how long.
I'm sending them your way for
Rayford pointed, and Chris and I were like,
Oh my
And,
God.
yeah, and I was thinking,
of the squirrel.
I was thinking squirrel and rice. Not a problem. Hold still, I'll get it.
Yeah.
I was scared to look.
Too, Rayford.
Well, I did tell her what you said,
Oh, so did she was feeding them for me?
that to get them plump,
Oh,
because you're
absolutely.
having,
Squirrel and
Squirrel.
rice. It's kind of like chicken and rice.
yeah,
oh, God.
Yep.
It's a little greasier, but that's it.
Run, Simon, run.
If you boil them first, they're not greasy. Chicken has got chicken. When I get a chicken and I have to carve that sucker up. Do you know how much I lose in fat that I cut off?
yeah.
Half
I
of
know
the
it's a
chicken.
lot, isn't it?
Half of a
chicken, that's
freaking
right.
chicken goes in the trash. Or I take it to the gas station. I melt it down and they use it to lube my car.
There you go. There you go.
How you feeling?
Well, I'm having a better morning than I did a day yesterday. That's for sure.
Well, good.
It was hard I couldn't get the pain level down at all yesterday, it seemed. But it's a new day. It's hump day. And tomorrow is my appointment with the surgeon, so I'm looking forward to that.
Okay.
Maybe you can give me
Very good.
headlights on when they're going to take care of this thing. So, yeah.
Here's the thing now. You got all day today, and if you're going to go ahead and do something, you can you go ahead and break the other one while you're at it, so you can do a twofer, get it over with. That way you will be laid up and won't have to do it when you get home.
The only twofer you want is if they're doing facelifts or something like that. Other than that, no.
There's one more.
I wouldn't be able to function right now. This is my eating hand and writing hand. It's bad enough if I've got a right or left broken wrist.
Kathy come back like,
with a bad right knee. So.
I did look up the surgery for it. And I didn't want to show it to her because it's for me, it's very interesting. I love watching surgeries. And what they're going to do is they're going to take.
Don't.
You've never been to an autopsy.
Just leave her alone.
It's interesting too.
Leave her alone. Don't do it.
Okay.
Said don't do it.
Tell her
I won't
afterwards.
see it.
Okay.
Yeah, I heard plates and screws, and I'm like, okay, I'm done. I don't want to hear anymore.
Well,
So Rayford, did you get my joke of the day?
okay, go ahead.
Did you get my joke of the day?
No,
Rayford doesn't look at.
Why do seagulls fly over the ocean, Rayford?
Because they can't swim very well.
Eh.
They don't have a boat.
What's the answer?
Because if they flew over the bay, they'd be called bagels.
That sounds like a Rayford joke. Y'all reading the same book.
I like it. What's the matter with that?
Seagulls, bagels.
I like it.
That was good, Kathy. At least she's not lost her sense of humor.
Yeah.
No.
Why didn't you laugh? I thought it was funny.
It was. Well, I've heard it before.
I thought it was funny too, Rayford. So that puts us in the same barn, and we're in the same barn. With the chickens.
I sent one, and I said it in here yesterday after hours, but and I think I'm sure Chris has got it too, but he probably didn't share it with you. It was about a mule.
Oh no, I haven't shared that with her yet.
I didn't think so. So don't share it with her.
Okay.
Now you're going to have to. You know that, right?
Yeah, really.
Well, she sent
I
one.
want to know what's up.
She was going to send you one. I said Rayford's already sent that one out. So
My answer to his joke when he sent it to us was Jesus.
Usually it's
Lord.
Usually it's Lord. Low Lord.
Yeah, there's jokes like that are floating around. Like, why did the cookie go to the hospital? That's, because he felt crummy. I mean.
You can stop now.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You need to cut your medicine back 1/2. There's pain pills.
I haven't taken it. I have. In fact, I'm in the kitchen right now getting ready to take 2 Tylenol. So,
All right. Bless you.
Taking a rest.
I just want to call and say good morning to
All
everybody.
right. Good morning
Happy
to you.
Hump Day.
Thank you.
All
Happy
right.
Hump Day. Watch out for
Okay, y'all have a
camels.
great
They're
Oh,
loose.
shoot. I forgot all about my
Oh, well, you
word.
got that right. I'm afraid I tripped over one of them. But y'all have a great day.
You
That's
too.
Charlie.
See you.
All right. Thank you. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye. And on line number 2,
We have
So, yeah.
Charlie.
Charles.
From the east to the west.
Yeah, coast to coast.
Coast to coast.
Hey, Charlie.
Hey guys, you guys were talking about vaccines earlier, correct?
Yes.
Yep.
I saw something online. I was actually trying to research the exact facts. They talked about Europeans. Did you guys talk about their vaccine shots
Nope,
compared to our vaccine shots?
I did not.
No, we didn't.
I think they got. I hate saying this because you're the Charlie. Please come with facts. I think they get their children get 11. Our children, I think, get
17.
70. Our kids get like 72. I'm trying to find the facts. So I guess I should call back. It's ridiculous. I read it earlier. It's amazing how much stuff these needles are putting into the USA kids. It's disgusting.
Well, I'm going to have to take a look at that because
I saw it.
72.
It wasn't 72, I don't think.
No, I wanted to be honest. No, I'm researching it. It's disgusting. The multitude of shots that kids in the USA get, because I'm trying to understand autism rates. I read something about, I think 30 years ago, children in the USA with autism, it was something like 1 out of 1,000 or 2,000. Now it's 1 out of every 500 kids has autism, and trying to figure out what is the cause of that. Is it food dye?
I don't think it was diagnosed before. It's like a lot of other things. And way back when, it wasn't. They didn't know what it was. They didn't have a diagnosis for it. It's like dementia. We've had dementia around forever, but usually it was just because you what you did. You locked your great aunt up in the attic or something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here's I don't know. I can't attribute this to a source because it's AI. In the U.S., children receive vaccines for about 11 core diseases, including measles, mumps, rubella, polio, chickenpox, hepatitis B. What's HIB? I don't know. Pneumococcal, HPV, diphtheria, tetanus, and pertussis.
Mhm.
Some high-risk groups
Whooping cough.
or specific ages get shots for RSV, hepatitis A, meningitis, COVID-19, and flu vaccines every year. But let's see, totaling many doses over childhood through your entire childhood, somewhere between 30 and 33 by age 18.
Mhm.
Your HIV was influenza B.
Right.
The one you said HIB,
Uh-huh.
yeah, it was influenza B, or is. I know who will know for sure in 14
Well, I
minutes or
know
so. But
that just recently the CDC has recommended now an unprecedented overhaul of the childhood vaccine schedule,
Yeah.
and that recommending fewer shots to all children under the change effective immediately. The vaccine schedule will more closely resemble Denmark's, recommending all children to get vaccines for 11 diseases compared with the 18 that they're currently getting.
Okay.
So would you two agree, and Charlie, would you agree, people wearing face masks all the time, they're not getting associated with people that
They're
have
kind of like
these.
the bubble kids, you know.
Yeah.
You're not subjecting yourself or being subjected to childhood
Kids.
diseases,
Mhm.
which you find out later in life. Those childhood diseases you get actually provide immunity for future diseases, which
Mhm.
are more compounded and much more aggressive in
Mhm.
older people.
Yeah.
We've all heard about people getting measles for the first time when they were, an adult, right?
Mhm.
Yes.
They don't do well.
No.
So, Charlie, I don't have an answer for them. What there should be. I have no clue.
Right.
So I'm going to call back with more facts, but
Okay.
recently I've been going around local grocery stores, maybe 7-Eleven. I occasionally see people wearing face masks,
Yep.
and I think to myself, why?
It
Maybe
makes
Why
they
are
have a
they-
cold.
Well, no, I think but but haven't they proven that face masks basically, when you're breathing, all your disgusting breath is still being released next to the people next to you? I thought they said these things don't work.
Well, Charlie, I don't know whether they work or not.
Yeah.
I know surgeons wear them, but they wear a specific type of mask during surgery for obvious reasons, because they got people wide open and they got very vulnerable people in those situations. They scrub up, they wear gloves, they do all sorts of things. I've read the reports. Some say, yeah, face mask works. Some say no. Face masks are nothing new for the general population. The Asian folks, especially in Japan, decades ago, were wearing face masks every time they were out in public. There were certain places, China was one location, where they were people wore face masks everywhere they went. Maybe it was a craze at the time. I have no clue. Maybe they were just so densely populated they felt it was good for them. I don't know. Everybody's got their own opinions.
They do, and I've noticed a certain segment of, especially in this, but just in this area because I see it a lot. African Americans wear masks.
Do they?
A lot more.
I haven't been out very much. I've been to one meeting from this that I left this
Saturday.
property, and that was Saturday.
You
and
wouldn't
that
even
was-
sit next to anyone.
That's not
Just kidding.
true,
He sat next to
because
me.
we had a full house.
Yes, we did.
So
Right next to the
No, here's what I've noticed. I remember when COVID was happening, I hated wearing masks.
So did I.
was an absolute. Okay. So I remember once I was in Costco, and I wore the stupid mask, but I had a problem breathing. So I had the mask below my nose. I had the mask below my nose.
That was useless.
And this woman, right, but this woman, it was a very nice, white lady. I'm sure she's a very nice person. She scolded me.
Yep.
And I'm like, she's like, how dare you try to kill me? I want to breathe. I want to live my life. And I'm like, I was thinking to myself,
Well, go home,
what
lady.
is this person talking about? She had convinced herself that me not having my mask above my nose because I'm a monster human being was going to kill her. She was 94. Anyway, it is what it is. But anyway, you guys, no, I'm sure she was a nice person. I'm not saying she's negative about her.
She was 94, so she wasn't going to live long anyway. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
No,
94. Let her say what she wants to say.
It's just funny how, there hasn't been a movie produced yet about the whole COVID thing, about how ridiculous it was. Maybe I need to write that film. There's nothing now. There's
still
not
a lot of
movie about
questions.
how-
I'm still having a lot.
I have no clue. I don't know. I do know I agree with you. When I had to go into the stores, the big box stores or a grocery store, and had to wear the mask, I mean, I was like, it restricted my breathing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And the minute I walked out that store, I cleared that door and that mask is gone. And then I stood there and breathed in deep, clean air until I could fill my lungs with something that was, finally.
Well, we learned a lot from it.
Do you remember how disgusting that was to like stand in line outside with that stupid mask over your mouth and your nose and your
Darth Vader, here we come. Yep. I remember it.
Anyway, guys, I got to go. Have a good day.
Okay.
You know where you don't need a mask?
Underwater.
Well, no, you're going to get ready to tell us where. Weather forecast.
Way offshore.
There you go.
You got fresh air.
Fresh air.
If you want to clean your sinuses out, if you want to clear your sinuses, drop overboard in a nice warm salt water in the Gulf Stream, and just let that salt water
Did you
circulate through you.
See anybody on the boat during that time wearing a mask?
No.
I saw people out doing their morning walks wearing it, but to each his own. I don't have a problem with what people want to do. It's let them do what they want to do.
Speaking of the marine forecast, looking towards the waters off the Onslow Bay area here, out to 20 nautical miles today. Westerly winds 15 to 20 knots. If you just stand out in the wind, turn your nose toward the direction the wind is coming from. And if that wind is coming off the ocean, that salt air, wouldn't that feel so good? Anyway, winds are 15 to 20 out of the west today, diminishing to 10 to 15 this afternoon, 3 to 5 footers every 7 seconds. Sounds and rivers choppy, diminishing to a moderate chop in the afternoon Thursday. Northeasterly winds 5 to 10, seas 2 feet. Are you listening? There is your hint. This is a clue.
Good
Tomorrow. Boss,
Going to see Dr. Wave.
I'm not feeling well. I'll be in when the wind starts blowing. Sounds and rivers of light chop tomorrow. It makes a great day to go fish and make good use of it. Okay. Friday, southerly winds 10 to 15, 2 to 3 footers, sounds and rivers of moderate chop. Another great day on the ocean.
Another great day. And on land today, partly sunny, then gradually becoming sunny with a high near 73, west wind 6 to 8 miles per hour. Tonight, clear with a low around 41. Thursday, sunny, high near 69. Friday, mostly cloudy with a high near 74. Saturday, cloudy with a high near 75. And I do believe we have some rain coming in for the weekend, but we'll wait and see.
That'll wash away all the influenza.
Wouldn't that be nice if the big storm came down and just washed away all the germs?
Yeah. Going back to the mask real quick. I wear one outside when I'm cutting the grass.
Oh,
and
I
stuff.
Well, you
understand
do
that.
that for no reason.
Yeah, but just to
Yeah.
cover my nose, not my mouth, just the nose.
I've been out, during the summer when it was so dry this year. I'd get out there and start mowing, and I had more black on my face than castor oil had in it. I mean, I was just eating dust and dirt.
Castor oil got black.
Like, it is black oil. But I'd have to go in and put on a hat, put on a scarf, wash my face, put on a
Castor
mask.
oil? Did she
It
say-
was bad.
She said castor
Just
oil.
let's move on.
I was thinking NASCAR where you're sitting down at the front. And you're
I've
around the
done that
fence and you got
before.
the black all over your face.
Oh, yeah. You come
From the
in
rubber.
and I used to work security at the drag strip many years ago, right here in town. And I was right down there on ground level, right next to where the cars spin their tires, and take off.
Not the drag queen strips.
No, not the drag queen
Correlation
strips.
strip, right?
The coastal drag strip.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But by the time
me
I got
confused
home
for a
at
minute.
night, when I took my uniform off, oh my gosh.
You were one white girl underneath your uniform. right?
Oh, it was just black from here up. And you talk about ring around the collar. Oh, man.
Don't.
What is
He's looking at me, and I'm just telling him, don't do it. He's got some. Yeah,
a little bit of tie to go a long
You might as
way?
well slap him.
No, but
All right,
really,
we're waiting for a call from Dr. Rosemary Stein to put this
Water
thing
grass
on an
is
even
dangerous.
keel, hopefully.
Yeah.
Anybody have an idea what an even keel means?
Even keel.
yeah, it means things are cool.
And
they're right.
Where did they come from? There's a lot of sayings that
Where does
We-
even to sit? I don't know.
that we use in this
Where
country
does-
that originated in nautical
Yeah.
terms, right? Even keel.
Yeah.
A keel is the center portion of the boat down below, on it sits in the water. And if it's listing to one side or the other, you're not on an even keel. If you're an even keel, your boat's flat in the water.
Even kill, the phrase originates from nautical terminology,
What did I just say?
referring to a ship's balance in the water.
Yeah.
It describes a state where the ship is upright and level, ensured smooth sailing. So, as far as to describe a person or situation, you're describing something that is calm, steady, and stable, which
And
we never see.
around
Even
here.
No, I was just going to say we never see that here.
A sign up here is anything but an even keel. We're listening to
Because we're deplorables.
but we list to the right, to the starboard side.
Oh, now I have
We
to
don't go
straighten up.
list left.
Ricky, yes, he is.
Who?
It started before we went online. Ricky said you're picking on me today. It started before we even went on air, didn't it, Chris? Don't lie. He's in the middle.
Ricky, her number is 910-BR549 if you want to talk to her.
Thank you, Ricky. Ricky's looking out for me. Anyway, yes. Getting back to your very first story about the hospital, and they are monitoring, and they're only allowing certain. They've got restrictions now on people going to visit,
Uh-huh.
and they're doing that all over Eastern Carolina now. I know Carolina East has set out the same restrictions, so
Yep.
I think
It's pretty widespread right now.
I just really would like to hear what Dr. Rose has got. How sick do you get before you actually go?
How do you determine what stage before
Exactly.
you go to wherever? I guess I'm going to tell you what she's going to say first. It depends upon what your normal level of wellness is or isn't. So, I mean, some people, good, healthy men would take men, okay? Because we don't complain too
Yeah.
much, right?
No.
Until we get a little bit sick about something.
Yeah,
True.
it's like you're
if
dying.
we're well and we're doing things day in and day
God,
out, and we
can't
just don't
breathe.
change, we don't change, and then something happens, a minor ailment could be a real critical, serious situation for us, and a sign of something even more crucial.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Because men too, by the way, besides you say, "Oh, you scoffed at us," we don't complain. We put off a whole lot.
Yes, you do.
We put off saying
We
that,
discussed this morning.
Yeah, we did. And we put off until, and sometimes it might be approaching too late by the
It
time you
could
get
be-
there.
Come very serious.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
When I had chest pains the first go round,
Oh,
I placed a call to my doctor
Oh, I can remember twice.
and
you-
asked him, he got him on the phone. I talked, his receptionist answered the phone and she said, he'd call you back. He's kind of busy right now. I said, well, just tell him I'm having some chest pains and I'm not sure what's going on. Hold on. It was just like that. And he got on the phone. You're having what? I said, chest pains.
Well, I can remember
How serious
twice.
are they?
Twice you passing out in the
Well, that
studio,
was-
and it took
way
the
before
second
that.
time them strapping you to a gurney before you would even go,
And then put me in
Anywhere.
the flying coffin.
and then put you in a helicopter.
Flying coffin.
Yeah. It was, you made it.
No,
Gary.
you're right. I remember this past summer when I passed out on the church altar
Oh,
from
yeah.
dehydration.
You and Kathy.
I mean, and I felt it coming, but I
Keep on going.
kept on going until I didn't keep going. But yeah, men
You were just looking for
I wish
attention.
I'd had a
That's what the
video
priest
of
said.
that.
There is one.
Chris laid out on the
Get him
altar.
out of the way. We got work to do. We got some stuff to talk about.
That's what I told them. Is
Just glad you're okay.
take me to another room. Mass has to continue.
Did one
Carry
one
on.
grab you by the ankle and the other one grab you by the ankle and they just dragged you away?
Carry out Chris and
did they
carry
hit you
on
with a
with the
ruler is all I
service.
want to know. Wake you up. Get up.
That was in my earlier days. Many ruler days.
See, that would scare me going to Catholic school. Do they really smack you with a ruler?
You're darn right.
Oh,
You're darn right. But back, one of my older brothers that was ended
my
up
hands would be bruised.
and he was the one that turned out to be a police officer when we went to Catholic school in
He
Florida.
had the
Jared.
training on the use
Jared,
of the
yeah.
nightstick, right?
Yeah. Jared, he
Did
had
he carry a yardstick with him at that time? 7 yardsticks taped together. Whack.
in
Look.
Florida, you had to kneel on pebbles in front of the Holy Mother for your punishment.
What?
Kneel on pebbles in front of the
I'd
Holy
be
Mother.
wearing knee pads at school. I'd be wearing these big old padded gloves because I'd be in trouble all the time. By just being scared of being in trouble, I would be in trouble.
You'd have been wearing gloves with some
Yeah, with some
padding,
padding
inside,
underneath
right?
of them.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Your
Mhm.
hands would look like they're swollen, right?
It probably looked like a
I bet you when your mama came at you with a switch, you had a book back there
Kardashian
too,
tail
didn't
end, and I'd be stuffing everything.
you? Kardashian tail end.
Yeah, you know the Kardashians. They all have those big backsides, so to say.
What?
Those big butts
Rear
that they
ends.
said rear ends.
Rear ends.
Yeah.
Or is that
They-
something genetic?
Caboose.
No, they're all aren't they Botox? I don't know. I don't follow them, but that's what I would look like going to school because I'd be patting everything.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, go ahead, hit me again.
Uh-huh. I dare you.
I'd be scared. Yeah, I told you I still have PTSD from Louis Soul, so that's all I've got to say.
Billy, your daddy done a good job.
Ah,
Iranian protesters issued a direct appeal for help from President Trump yesterday as unrest continues to spiral across that nation for the 10th day. The appeal showed a woman holding up a sign with the words, "Trump, a symbol of peace, don't let them kill us."
mm,
The woman's cry for help came amid reports of at least 29 deaths and more than 1,200 arrests.
Dr. Stein, good morning, boy.
How are you, Doc? What's
We
going
have
on?
got questions for you.
Oh, you were ready. Are you ready? Have you got a tan yet?
Wow, how ready do I have to be?
Well, first of all, how are things in the DR? Is that where you're at?
Dominican Republic. Yes.
DR,
Yes,
as in
I am
doctor.
in-
That's the reason
in
she
the
goes
DR.
And how
That's
are
right.
things?
It's they're very sunny,
Nice.
warm, very
Nice.
warm, and in its capital, the which is the fifth most populated city in Latin America, in all of America,
Wow.
very congested. In all of America. Mm-hmm.
I go to Punta Cana, to Majestic.
Uh-huh.
It's not very crowded. I mean, there's lots of people there, but there's lots of beach that you can hang out and.
Uh-huh.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Now that's not where I am.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that's where we were hooking up.
Did you hear that? That's not where I am. Don't.
No, I'm sorry, Kathy. I didn't mean that. I just meant I was going to see Dr. Rose, who's going to bring me toys from her toy box.
The
From
toys.
the
It's just getting worse. You know that, right?
I
You,
know, I
Chris,
better
you
be
need to
careful.
stop right now. Anyway, Dr. Rose, what we were discussing this morning before you called, and we said we're going to ask the person who knows. Our hospital locally here is restricting visitors, of course, due to the flu that's going around. And I know some of the other hospitals in the area are doing the same.
No kids under 12.
Yeah, and they're
visitors.
urging that if you're sick, stay home. We want to know, what point do you get before you know you need medical intervention with your sickness. In other words, I've had the flu shot. Say I caught the flu. I'm at home. I'm dealing with
How
it.
do I know I got the flu?
But how do I know I have the flu? It could be COVID. It could be RSV. And I get worse and worse and worse. What point do I get up and say, I'm sorry, I have to go to the hospital?
Okay. So the first point is that there are at-home flu tests that you can purchase.
Really?
You can purchase, I think, at your local pharmacy. They're not 100% reliable, but they're pretty darn close to what your doctor has in his or her doctor's office. So
Okay.
you can know pretty reliably if you have the flu or not.
Okay. Do
Most of
they?
these viruses,
But you can get those at a drugstore.
yes.
That's pretty.
You can buy them
Oh.
online at Amazon. You can buy them in the
Of
pharmacy.
course.
No.
And if you are concerned and you're one of these people, I want to know what I have. You should have them at home because you don't want to go out and go get them and expose people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now,
So
if-
it's better to have those at home.
do they
Check
test for
Amazon.
all varieties of flu, or is it just
Yes, they
Oh,
do.
really? Okay,
Oh.
good. So it's a kind of
Okay.
a cover the bases. Gotcha. That's good.
I'm going to see what.
So we know whether
At
we
the
have
first
that or
time-
we don't have the cold. Then if we have the
That's right.
test. Gotcha.
Exactly, or RSV or something else. They're going to be, the symptoms are going to be a little bit different for each one. The second thing is at the first sign, let's try a little sort of prevention or improvement over how bad this can get. At the first sign of you were exposed to the flu, or you don't know, but you're having flu-like symptoms, body aches, just feeling kind of shaky, maybe running a little bit of a fever, go ahead and take lots of fluids. And if you don't have a medical condition that stops you from being able to take ibuprofen, take maybe 400 milligrams. It doesn't have to be a very high dose of ibuprofen to decrease that inflammatory level that you have.
Really?
And then hit that up also with the vitamin D, zinc, and vitamin C.
Vitamin D,
Vitamin D,
zinc,
zinc.
and
Mhm,
vitamin C.
And vitamin C.
Okay.
Okay.
I take
D,
all
and
three.
zinc.
I take all 3 every day.
Okay.
Very good. You can take a double dose.
Thank you.
That's not too much if you think that those symptoms are coming on. And then try to keep yourself a little active. Don't just go lay down and not move around at all. Try to get that circulation going so that the body is able to get rid of those germs that are starting to circulate around. No, don't go for a run. Just keep yourself a little active. And, your symptoms are going to be a little bit less. No matter what you do, you're going to be a little bit less sick. So what do you do if you're really coming down with these symptoms and they're bad? And what does bad mean? Bad means it's getting to your lungs or it's getting to your brain. Those are the two places that that the flu can really attack. You will know if you have like 104, 105 fever, you can't get that down, you will know. And it could be getting, sometimes the flu can give you like a viral encephalitis. So that's really dangerous. So if you have like a horrible headache that you cannot control, that's when you go to the ER. The other thing that'll happen is it gets into your lungs. And because of all the drainage, then you have a superinfection of a bacteria that gives you pneumonia. So if you have a cough that won't get away and you're just cough, congestion, you're having difficulty breathing, that's the other bad thing that the flu can do.
Dr. Rose, let me ask you, just regular saline solution, which is, I believe, just salt and water mixture that can be spread. How's that as far as helping to eliminate the chances of getting the flu?
Absolutely, really good, especially if you kind of spray them or you use it as like a humidifier, and it helps you get all of that congestion out. It's one of those things that is really going to help you from getting sicker, possibly.
Wow. Great advice. Great.
Diving, swimming in the ocean, even in the wintertime. If you I know if you've got a wetsuit and you can get into it, We used to do it year round, of course, even around here. And what temperature get down really low? But we, as a kid, I used to dive every weekend, year round,
Well,
Interesting.
and I never got sick.
Don't do that with your children. So if you want to take a chance and do something that's going to shock your body, it's not a Dr. Rose advised method.
Are you saying that we shouldn't go surfing in the wintertime?
I don't know that would be what I would think to do if you were coming down with the flu.
Oh no, this is preventative. I mean, I circulated salt water through my system pretty much every weekend, and I stayed the healthiest. I went to school without having to miss a day, year after year after year.
And maybe that's why you've done so well regarding your health.
Yeah,
But I don't think that when you feel like that you're coming down with the flu, that's not that much.
No, I remember having the flu, and you talked about getting into your lungs, and I was out all by myself. I'd gone hunting and squirrel hunting, and speaking of, and I was coughing up clumps of stuff. It was almost like a big chunk of plastic, and that's when I knew. And it hurt. It cut. That's when I ended up at the doctor's office with a needle. I don't know what he gave me, but he said, I just gave you 10 days worth of stuff. That needle was about 14 inches long, and I was a little skinny thing.
That's enough, Rachel. 14 just like a man in measurements.
Oh,
I've got a question, Dr. Rose. Over when we were at our church this weekend at fellowship, just people talking, and a gentleman that works out at the Naval Hospital, he was talking about something that is sold over the internet called the Wellness Kit. It's about $250, has medications in it, but that you actually, and I would rather talk to you than anybody else.
Okay.
But you talk to a doctor, they ask you your temperature, that's some of the things, what you're allergic to. Then they send you a kit of actual medicines you receive over a pharmacy.
What?
And that, zithromycin.
hey, Doc, there's another good racket you could get into. What do you think?
I mean, have you heard of that, Dr. Rose?
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about, not precisely, but there are some states that are much more open to certain medications like ivermectin. I forgot what the other one was that could prevent the COVID. But like Tennessee. So there are some doctors that are licensed, and I don't know how they got the license to be able to see you virtually from another state, but supposedly this is legit.
Oh.
And you can find these doctors and order these special kits that will do precisely that. They will have ivermectin and some other of the more restricted medications, but that have been around for a very, very, very long time.
Oh.
And you can have access to those meds. And if you're feeling like you are very sick, you're getting the flu, maybe COVID, it gives you instructions on what to do. And together with that, then you have access, I think, with the doctor who prescribed it to you. So these are kits that I don't know a lot about them. I do remember that in the Dominican Republic, per se, instead of giving bonus money, the government would ship out a kit that might be similar to that kit to each citizen of their country. And there were a few countries that did it. Overall, the COVID and the illness percentages were less than other countries. And they said it was due to having these kits available at home. Now, I don't know that's true or not, but I do remember that when all that began, they came up with a different way to combat the COVID and COVID type illnesses, and it seemed to be effective. So no, it's not something that's hokey or they're trying to steal your money. Mm-hmm. But you do want to be informed. You want to know about this doctor. Is he legit? is the whole kit legit. You want to do your homework before you go and put down $250 and get something that could hurt you. But as far as I know, it's more legitimate than it is not.
We 20 plus years ago, I was told every year that school teachers recommend this product, and I think it's called Airborne.
Mm-hmm.
You remember?
Okay.
Remember you mix a tablet or two with water every day, and you drink it, and you're supposed to never get sick.
Mm-hmm.
And
I don't know about never getting sick, but Airborne is just this like this effervescent tablet.
What is it?
And it's just vitamin. I think it's just a high dose of vitamin C, and you got to be careful with vitamin C because it has to pass through the kidneys, and sometimes the concentration, the amount of vitamin C is so high that it can cause a certain type of kidney stones. So you just have to make sure that you're drinking plenty of fluids if you're taking that.
That would be you, Ray.
That would have been me because I used to have a bunch of kidney stones.
Yes.
I used to eat oranges, those little tiny things.
Mandarins.
Those mellows.
No,
Mandarins?
No, they weren't
Tangerines.
mandarins. They were kind of like tangerines, but anyway,
They were
halos. They call them.
Halos,
Some
that's
brand
right.
name. I'd eat those things about 5 or
Halo
6 at a
mellow.
time every day
Right.
because they were good. It's not because I was trying to stay well. It's because they just tasted good.
Yes.
And I loved them.
I loved it.
And then I had 6 kidney stones at one time.
Didn't love them so much, did you?
I didn't love them at all.
I have another question for you, and thank you for the information on the other. But we were talking about this also. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention announced Monday an unprecedented overhaul of the childhood vaccine schedule that recommends fewer shots to all children. They said under the change effective immediately, the vaccine schedule will more closely resemble Denmark's, recommending all children get vaccines for 11 diseases compared with the 18 currently on schedule. What bothered me the most about this, they said that senior health and human service officials said the changes are meant to restore trust in public health that spilled over from the COVID. Now, is that a reason? I mean,
Is that the risk we take?
That's what I'm saying. Is that a risk we take? Let's cut out vaccines to restore public health. I mean, cut out some, but
I think there should have been more to that statement. 4 years, many of our vaccines should not have been mandated. Now, there are a lot of vaccines. If you don't have these vaccines for a certain date in school, your child will effectively be out of school.
True.
So now what they're doing is they're turning them from they are required to they are offered. Like the polio.
Mm-hmm.
So polio is being turned into an offered vaccine, but not a required vaccine.
Wow.
And given the very, 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 very low rate of polio, that is a reasonable thing to do. Hepatitis B is the same way.
Mm-hmm.
We thought that we were doing a service, but we probably are spending a lot of our money. And, every medicine that you take has some negative effects, some consequences that we're not expecting. So that offering it instead of forcing it is a good idea in a lot of these vaccines. Now, you run the risk that you will catch one of these illnesses when you don't vaccinate against them. But is that chance higher than the chance of the consequence? The side effect of taking the vaccine. I think it's going to balance itself out. It shouldn't have been. I don't think that was a good way to introduce that or say that. It's not all just about that. It's about not needing some of these vaccines. The parents should have a choice whether to get the vaccines or not. And I think that what they meant to say is probably that because they were forcing these children to have the parents to get their children to vaccinate that way, there was more and more suspicion as you thought it through and said, well, what are the chances that my child is going to have hepatitis B? Well, that is almost impossible. So that there was this building suspicion among people who thought they knew too much. Mm-hmm. And instead of helping the community, what they were doing was they were building the suspicion. Now I don't think that they said it the right way, and now the problem may become bigger. But I think taking these vaccines off of the vaccine schedule is overall not a bad idea. I think the messaging needs to be more clear and go towards. We think that you may consider these things. We want the population. We want Americans to inform themselves and make the right decisions for yourself.
Do you remember the days of polio?
I don't. I didn't think so. I do.
Me. I remember very well. There were a lot of people who had polio. A lot of people died from polio. A lot of people were paralyzed from polio. I mean, polio was a bad, bad, bad thing. And of course, I came along, and in the first grade, they came out with a vaccine. In my first grade, they came out with a vaccine, and we had to get a shot. Then we had to get another shot. Then we had to get another shot. Then we had to get a sugar cube. Then we had to do this. And I'm just wondering, at what point in time do we risk? And how long would it take for stats to build up if we cut out all polio vaccines now? How would we monitor to make sure that this does not get out of control again? Because that was a nasty, nasty thing. I am probably the only person around here that you can think of that I went in to see my cousin's maternal great-grandmother, and she was in an iron lung in South Carolina.
Talk about that.
I've heard of those.
I saw her up close, and she could. I mean, all you see is her head.
Oh my gosh!
That's sad.
How risky is this?
I think it's very, very little risk at this point. We as in the United States did such an effective job of taking care of the polio epidemics and pandemics that we have effectively eliminated it from 99.99% of the world. There's some clusters. I think it might be, I want to remember if it's Bangladesh. There was a cluster in India a few years ago, but we have pretty much eliminated it.
Mark that off my visitor list.
Yeah. It's up to public health at that point to observe and be in charge of these areas where polio can proliferate. Mm-hmm. Now we got to see the opposite is that, and I saw what can happen if you vaccinate not needing it, and then you have these side effects of vaccinations. They're not a lot. They don't happen frequently, but they do happen. Mm-hmm. And so at this point, it's a balance. But I think it was long overdue to really consider the risk of the illness and the risk of the vaccine and say, it's time we stop. Just for like any medication, if you have cancer, there's the risk that the cancer will come back, but there's a moment where you stop the medicine because the risk of the treatment is more than the risk of the medication of the risk of the medication is more than the risk of the illness, and that's where that science comes in, and you decide, okay, for now we've had enough. We observe, and then we go in again if we have to. In the case of polio, that decision was overdue. In the case of hepatitis B, it's something that's similar. It's not exactly that. It's in the age group. It was really a decision that we were making to save children, and it was not necessary anymore because we knew how to look over it for it and to prevent having children that were born with it. So both of those, not all of them, but both of those are vaccines that really public health and the CDC should have been more vigilant about, so that children didn't have outcomes that were probably not good, and decrease the risk of the treatment or the prevention.
Okay.
And I think that overall they made the right decision. They made it late. It was a big moneymaker. It was, and it's hard to stop something that might have been good. But it's a good decision to have considered it and stopped it. They didn't stop it right away. I mean, I know that the decision was not made quickly. There were a lot of studies, there were a lot of observations, there were a lot of review of the risk of the treatment and the risk of the disease before we came to this. They came to this decision, but I don't think that their messaging was as good as it could have been, and so that's going to cause a backlash.
And I think Lee has a question for you too.
Yeah, I have a listener that asked us to ask you something. They want to know about pine needle tea being a source of vitamin C. And if you haven't heard of it, could you research it and give your opinion the next time?
Wonderful. No, I do not know about pine needle tea. I will research it, and I will.
Sounds nasty.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that sounds terrible.
Well, I don't drink much tea, but from what I was just
There would be a
reading up
reason
on
not
it,
to.
I'm like,
So, Doctor,
It sounds possible, but it also it sounds like it's gonna. Don't give that to children, probably.
Well, I was just reading up on it. It said rich in vitamin C, pine needle tea is believed to contain up to 5 times more vitamin C than orange juice. I just wonder how that would do in your
5
kidneys.
times the kidney stones.
Yeah.
I just what I need.
Wow.
Thank you very much.
But
While you're researching that, look up sassafras tea while you're at it. Okay.
Sassafras tea.
Well,
all right, I will.
Okay.
Pine needle tea and sassafras tea. I would stick for right now until I research these to the more
Yeah.
conventional teas,
Right.
like chamomile and peppermint. You can even do the skin of the orange.
How about Lipton?
And then when you do make that tea, you can make it at home and then put a little
Right.
bit of honey. And I think that would be perfect for
Wow.
adults and children.
Wow.
see, you never see you never see squirrels with vitamin C deficiency.
They don't eat the needles; they eat the pine cones.
You need to just get the squirrel off the brain.
Okay.
He has gone squirrely.
Yeah.
His wife is suffering because of a squirrel.
Yeah.
She fell.
Oh.
She went out to feed the squirrels one morning and fell and broke her wrist. So
She's gonna end up with a plate on it. But so when do you return to doctoring in the United States?
I leave here tomorrow,
Oh.
and I should be in the clinic either tomorrow afternoon. My
Wow.
plane arrives in Raleigh at 2:30. If not tomorrow afternoon, I will plan to be there Friday morning.
yeah, go home tomorrow and take the rest of the
Yeah,
day.
and go ahead and stuff the toy box again because Chris is coming to business. You one of these
He
days.
wants a stuffed squirrel.
He's going to raid that toy box.
I am.
Okay.
I must say that resting is not something I do well. I am always on the move, but that might be good advice.
Okay.
So that I don't get sick.
Thank you.
Take care, Doc. Be safe.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, Dr. Rose. Have a
Thank
blessed,
you guys.
safe
I love
trip.
your questions.
All
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Have a great week.
You
Have a
too.
blessed day.
Wow, we learned
had
a
a
lot.
lot of questions this morning.
And
that was some really good stuff. Too.
She's right. I looked up on Amazon and here's one test kit, COVID and flu home test, results in 10 minutes. And there's a whole bunch of others that test the flu A and B. I put the link on our pages. I didn't know that you could just be your own doctor. I mean, that's great that we have it. And as far as sassafras tea, it's made from the roots and bark of a sassafras
I've made it.
tree. Has a distinct flavor,
This smells like,
like root beer, yes,
Smells like
but
root
it
beer.
poses significant health risks due to the presence of Safrole, a toxic compound. Yeah, health and safety concerns. I mean, it does a lot for
Is
you
there
as
a
far
delayed
as
reaction?
it's supposed to help cleanse the body, may assist in reducing inflammation, but then it says that the
The amount of poison.
toxins, yes, safrole can cause liver damage and has been linked to cancer in animal studies. And due to its health risks, sassafras tea is not recommended for consumption. You better get your money back.
Just eat
I
oysters
just used
with
to
it.
go dig the roots up, and we made it. I made a lot of sassafras tea way back when.
Mm-hmm.
It tasted awful, but I made it anyway. You could put about 5 pounds of sugar in a little pot, and it was okay.
It's great for skin health, respiratory health, detoxification, anti-inflammatory properties, but it'll kill you. So,
Well, this was like 65 years ago or so.
yeah.
We dug it up over here near the golf course. Matter of fact, back there where our two
Interesting.
retired senators live.
Lived or still living?
One lived there. The other still lives there.
Was it from drinking the tea?
I don't know.
Oh
From the
my.
golf balls.
Oh my.
Cook those things up. Granny used to cook them up,
Yes, you did.
and Jethro would eat them.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Poor guy.
And croquet and the croquet balls.
That would have to be heavy. You know that?
Could have gotten bit by a
You ever
squirrel
cut
too.
one of those golf ball open?
Well, I mean, I've seen them where they were sliced open, so then I cut the rest of it to see.
See what it was?
I'm gonna do the
You see all the
sassafras
rubber
tea.
bands
Mhm.
and stuff in there?
Yeah.
It's got 1,000,000 miles of rubber band. Lord have
Wow.
mercy.
And it will fly.
Boy, you learned a lot this morning.
Mhm.
So you can test. You get yourself tested. You buy those in advance and put them up in the cupboard and
Mhm.
have them when you need them, or you can always have them home delivered. Go online, order from your local drugstore, and have them delivered to your door. And that way, you're not out spreading your sickness.
You know, golf balls, since I don't golf, or,
Mhm.
you know, I don't do anything like that. But, you know, if you got a smooth bore musket, you know, no rifling in it,
Mhm.
and you shoot a ball bearing or something the size of it, it doesn't go really straight
Right.
like
Yeah.
a one with rifle, like a barrel with rifling in it,
Mhm.
and shooting something. If you would take a long tube, and put it with rifling in it as your shoot, and then your golf ball on the tee behind that, down where the breech would be on a rifle,
Mhm.
and you hit that thing, and when they give it the right spiral so it will go straighter to your target.
Yeah.
It all depends on your stance and your follow through.
If it goes through the tube, you got no stance. It's just going to go through there, and it's going to take over. The tube is going to take over the barrel. It's going to take over and put the spin on it, supposedly, right?
Depending on the amount of the wind, if it's blowing left to right, right to left,
But it would still go
Yeah,
straighter.
pretty straighter.
It
Yeah.
wouldn't be just dependent upon just a round thing up there going up and lobbing around and doing whatever. Right? I'm trying to think of a scientific way to beat all these people, because, you know, if you're going to play the president,
He's afraid of me.
you might be afraid you might sling the club or something.
No, I don't throw clubs, but he's just afraid of the fact that I'm down the middle.
Would you
Throw
be willing
balls.
to have a handcuff attached to a strap that would be secured to the club so you could not take that club and throw it towards the president?
My sister and I threw balls.
You throw those.
No, look, after playing in the heat, and it's 114 heat index, and we went through the first 9, and Dad's like, well, you know where to go now. We were like, yeah, and we headed for the parking lot. We're going to play the next.
Yeah.
And look, when Dad wasn't looking, we just picked the ball up and throw it as hard as we could. We were just trying to get through the
Did you ever
game.
hit
how that man
golf
did it.
balls with a baseball bat?
No.
We used to do that. That
No.
was fun. Pick them up.
How many
those-
windows did you shatter?
Well, there were no houses over there on the golf course at the time.
Okay.
Those
Well,
guys are still looking for those balls I could never find. You know, right? You walk straight across over there, and there's a little hill coming. You can't see over that hill, so they'd hit it from over here, go over the hill, and it would roll down the hill there, and it was fun to watch those guys go walking through the woods trying to find the ball that they hit.
With your love of scuba diving, what you should do is rent yourself out to a lot of the nicer courses down in
There
Florida,
are
TCP.
A lot of places do
Oh
that.
my gosh, you
Yeah.
could go under there and you would get the professionals golf balls. And
Yeah,
you could be hawking those. Oh,
there
big
are
time.
a lot of people that do that. A lot of people go
Yeah.
into golf courses in the middle of the night. A lot of divers were.
Yeah.
And I think that's the reason that a lot of the golf courses actually stock alligators on their golf courses to keep people from doing that. That's my thought process. That's what I would be doing. Kind of like an alligator in a moat. Okay.
Okay, good.
Nothing.
I was just going to say one of the things I
Serious.
did get to notice, and this is serious, is I've noticed that many of the posters, people posting on Facebook now, and they don't post their own opinion. They post opinions or comments from 98% and other Democratic sites and stuff like this. And then they go, okay, so what about President Trump and the things that he's not done, not the things that he has done and stuff. But on the other side,
They're letting somebody else think for them.
yeah, thank you. They're not self-thinkers.
Or you're right, absolutely right, Chris. Or reading something somewhere, some news article from some off-the-wall journalist or off-the-wall news media, self-made or whatever, and reading that and thinking, this is the gospel, and then reposting it.
You know, if you post something to somebody's
So
opinion and
much
it's something you agree with, okay,
Misinformation.
if you like what this particular poster does or whatever,
Right.
if you like what the Democrat Party posts and they say, and it's their opinion,
Right.
if it's facts, you can quote facts, that are verifiable. Facts are not all verifiable, so therefore they're not facts, right? They're misinformation, which I don't like that word either because it's got information in it. They're just screwed up words. They
Right.
don't mean anything. So therefore it's not misinformation. There's no information. If you like the information that the Democrat Party, the Republican Party, the No Party, as
Right.
you call me, if you like
No
what
party.
our official stances are, I mean, our is in theirs, any one of their official stance, it's their opinion. If they try to throw facts in it, question them. If somebody's got an opinion, go for it. You like their opinion, post it all you want. If they're throwing numbers out there, if they're throwing yada yada yada, then go look it up. If it's factual, then you feel comfortable in posting it as say this is what I agree with too. Not a problem. But just willy-nilly taking some politically motivated individuals and throwing it out there without them examining all sides. No.
Do you know
I
who
don't
Joshua
like
Hall is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
Who?
His name is Joshua Hall.
No, I've
He's a
seen.
columnist, right?
I
He
believe I've
uses
seen.
X. He's been on X. Nobody knows who he is.
Yeah, I've heard of him.
But he's been on there, and he recently posted this thing about all these congressmen taking kickbacks from the government of Venezuela and from Maduro and drug trafficking organizations in the county. Well, he put that on there and got a whole list of congressmen and senators, and it's been hitting social media and going from post to post. And people saying, we hope that these congressmen, we're talking our congressmen, our senators, we hope they're charged and we hope this and all that. First of all, there's no truth to it. And
Show me the facts, Jack.
right. And even there were several fact organizations that went to him and tried to get him to respond to questions that they had.
won't
Where
do
did
it.
he get his facts? No, he won't do it. But he was claiming that he released a list of U.S. politicians allegedly receiving millions of dollars in kickbacks from the government.
Show me.
And the claims circulated amid escalating tensions between the U.S. and Venezuela. I don't know why that
Prove
is
it.
tough
Show
for
me.
me. But yeah, and if you dive into it, I mean, they include dozens of names like Chuck Schumer.
Tom
Mitch
Tillis.
McConnell. Yeah, Mitch, absolutely right. Lisa Murkowski, Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren. Those were just some of the names. But if you go and you research it, what they have done is you have, let me see if I can get to it so I can read it to you without stumbling over it. But mainly what it is, you have lobbyists and you have PACs that have worked for Maduro on his behalf, trying to sell his oil and rights and stuff like that. And these PACs at the same time are giving money to a lot of these congressmen and senators for their campaign. It doesn't mean that the money was coming from Maduro and that Maduro was paying them off. But see, the way he listed all that made people think that they were taking illegal money from Maduro. And it just, the whole thing got out of hand. So you have to, in other words, you see a story like that,
So if I had
research it.
and back in the day, and I was in and out of Southern Florida a lot, so were the drug dogs,
Mm-hmm.
and they go into banks. You know, they went into a lot of banks there in Miami,
Right.
and they would run the drug dogs through. And you know how often they hit on hot stuff, cocaine especially back
Yeah,
in
dollar bills and things.
all over the place.
Yeah.
It was routine.
Right.
So if I did business at a bank and I had money in a bank in South Florida,
Mhm.
and I took money out of my account, it's not the same money that I put into my account. It's somebody's money. It came from somewhere, and that tests positive for dope. Does that mean that I am being bought off by the drug cartel out of Venezuela or Colombia at that time?
No, Kathy and I had that conversation the other day. I said, you don't realize how much when you get a dollar bill back from somebody. I don't want to talk about the penny in just a minute, but when you get dollar bills back from things, you don't know how much, if any, cocaine residue is on that dollar bill.
Why do you think strippers love those dollar bills stuffed in their?
What? That's why you never pick them up from a parking lot either, especially if they're all folded over and.
So you're a history buff.
They use for storing coke. They use dollar bills a lot for storing coke.
Yes.
And the highbrow places, they use $100 bills just to show off.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I guess.
They do.
I didn't want Lee to associate me with that, but
You can associate.
It's
me
so
with that,
easy
but-
to do too.
to associate me. So
No,
Rayford,
because you always open yourself up.
oh, thank you. So Rayford, you're a history buff. Last war,
Okay.
sort of.
Which history? Which war?
The last war
Declared
that
war.
declared war by the
World
U.S.
War II.
Thank you. So what was done in Venezuela was not a declaration of war, was it?
No.
No, absolutely
Okay.
not.
So why is it that
If it was a
Congress?
declaration of war, we would have bombed the place.
So my question is this, and for our listeners that keep saying that the Congress should have been notified of it beforehand, why?
No. We already went
You know,
over.
we had a boatload of Marines.
Absolutely.
Okay.
They used to call them ships, but they had a big old boatload of Marines headed for a med cruise back in the 80s, I think it was, that ended up in a place called Grenada.
Yeah.
They didn't tell the people on the boat when they pulled out of port that where they were headed, but that's where they went. Okay. Did we declare war on it? No. Did we ask Congress about it? No, we told them about it after the fact. That's the way you do it. Beg for forgiveness if necessary. Otherwise, those Marines' lives would have been at stake. It was bad enough when they got there anyway.
Yeah.
But when you went, do you know that police officers, drug officers, let me back it up, drug officers don't tell other police officers what they're doing necessarily, what's going on, when especially if they're working a big deal that they're getting ready to do a raid. They don't tell
Right.
anybody. They might tell the chief of police or the sheriff at the last minute.
Yeah.
But quite often they don't do daily reports.
Mhm.
Not that any of the other officers would intentionally or go out and say anything or do something. Things slip out. Chris, I'm going to be kind of busy tonight. You know, I'm a drug guy, and I tell my buddy Chris, I can't go out for the regular Wednesday night poker game. Okay, I got something cooking. Uh-oh. Chris picks up the phone and says, hey, you know, he can't come out tonight. He's got something cooking. It must be something really hot. And then you add to it.
Yeah.
And that's the way it and then people get hurt when you do things like that. So drug cops just don't say things to people.
Well, I just was curious with our listeners who are, you know, are saying that the Democrats are right that President Trump should have talked to them first. No, you're right. No, please say that. It's the truth.
Right. You're right.
They shouldn't.
No, should not.
But we have a lot of listeners that believe they should.
Well,
right.
You know, you can be the Monday morning quarterback all you want to be, but at that point in time, the prudent thing to be doing was the way it was done. Would I do it differently? Oh, yeah, probably. But I would use some more intense stuff that happened. It would have been. There would have been some other individuals leaving with us. Let's just put it that way. They did not act alone. If you just cut off the head, the snake is still there.
Yeah.
But you're right, Chris. He didn't. Nobody declared war. This wasn't about war.
No.
So
we
he
do
didn't
have a
have to
war on
tell.
drugs. The guy was declared a menace to society, whatever
Right.
the official terms that they use. He
Right.
was a menace. He was directly, not somewhere said, it's okay, I'm not doing it. I'm not going to stop it. No, it wasn't that. He was a willing participant, and he made money off of the dope that was being sent from, and the government that he ran was protecting those drug boats that were running to the United States until we started blowing them up.
910-333-0139. I know we're going to do weather.
Yep.
So when we get done with weather, I'm going to have a penny for your thoughts.
Oh my goodness. Well, Rayford is just like you wrote
I'd like to have a
over the weekend.
I'd like to 1909 San Francisco minted penny.
I like somebody come get this big, huge pickle jar I have of pennies and roll them.
I'll take it. I'll look through them first, though. I'll take it.
And you're going to keep those ones that are worth a lot of money, aren't you?
Yes. That's my fee.
You going to split with me?
Yeah.
I'll bring you the whole jug if you split it with
Bring
me.
it to me. I'll look through a lot of pennies. I got a half dozen up there I've found.
What are you going to do with them?
Put them in my collection.
You're going to find out when we talk about it.
Penny for your thoughts.
Westerly winds today offshore 15 to 20 knots, diminishing to 10 to 15 this afternoon. Seas 3 to 5 feet every 7 seconds. Sounds and rivers choppy, diminishing to a moderate chop in the afternoon. Tomorrow, northeasterly winds 5 to 10. Seas around 2 feet. Yay. Yay. Go fishing.
Smooth
Make good use
sailing.
of today and tomorrow. Oh, well, tomorrow and Friday. Southerly winds on Friday 10 to 15, 2 to 3 footers. Sounds and rivers a moderate chop.
Today, partly sunny, gradually becoming sunny with a high near 73. Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 41. Thursday, mostly sunny with a high near 69. Friday, mostly cloudy with a high near 74. And Chris, get ready, get your tank top out. Saturday, mostly cloudy with a high near 75.
I was thought about putting it on yesterday. It was 67, but it was a beautiful warm.
It was.
It was very nice.
It was beautiful.
And before I give our thoughts, since I brought it up and you're going to give the jug to Rayford and Rayford's going to look for some, I think I should get some kind of cut on the deal. But
Oh, now you want in on the deal.
I won't.
Mm-hmm. You want in on the deal now.
Well, just so okay, we'll look at those. So yesterday I took Lefty out for shopping for some stickers
Yes.
for her rocks that she makes, and these little decorative rocks and things. And we went to a local hobby store.
Yes.
Okay. And the amount was something and 37 cents.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
What did you do?
They have the little sign on there that says, due to the shortage of pennies,
I have pennies
please
for him.
have
I want
exact
those pennies.
change. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. First off, there's no shortage of pennies. I mean, they stopped making them. There's no shortage.
Yeah.
You have,
We're hoarding them.
you have jug full.
I'm bringing them to Rayford tomorrow. Just
Okay.
with my,
Okay, but you have a jug full.
right.
I have tons of pennies. When are we going to get affected by the fact that they're giving us more change than what
Everything's
they
going to be
should?
rounded off is what's going to happen.
And which is what they did.
Yes. Yeah.
So they gave us a nickel instead of.
Well, instead
pennies.
of 37 cents, it's going to be 40 cents.
Well, that's why I wanted to. I've been wanting to
it's gonna
ask
happen.
the senator
Yeah, it's gotta
about
happen.
that.
Yeah. The prices are going to go up because
Well,
they're not going to give you the penny.
Unless they go
I
down.
think when it's going to be like, if you figure sales tax, and if you do it mathematically with a
Mhm.
computer or whatever, sales tax on something up to a half,
Mhm.
0.49,
Drops.
is down lower.
Right.
Right.
If it's 0.50 up to 0.99
Then you
or up
round
to
up.
actually 1.49, then you round up, right?
Right.
So it's going to all balance out at some point in time, unless the stores are smart. When the stores are smart, instead of making it 37 cents, which becomes 35 cents, they're going to make it 38 cents, which will become 40 cents. And therefore they make 2.5 cents on it, or 3 cents on it.
Ooh.
That's the way it will be done. They're not going to lose money.
They are right now, but they're not
They
going
will
to.
not be losing money when they refigure all of their pricing. I mean, I would. You don't want to lose money.
No.
But you know, Rayford, I was in a store the other day and they were talking about shortage of pennies. And I said, I've got a bunch I'll bring you. And they said, no.
No.
I'm like, okay, fine.
So it's not so much they stop making
my
the penny,
pennies.
they're doing away with the penny.
Right.
That's what the ultimate goal is.
Yeah.
And they're making the value of pennies.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, personally, give me, if I have a penny and you're saying it costs 3 cents to make that penny, give me 3 cents, I'll give you a penny. Right?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
what's the date on that one?
Mine are dirty too. You're going to have to clean them.
Don't go cleaning. If they're valuable, don't go cleaning them. You might clean them with
I'm
something.
bringing you the whole jar
Yeah.
tomorrow.
I used to collect coins.
It's about this much. It's a pickle jar like this.
I'll take it.
It's not worth breaking into my house, folks. I mean,
If it's got a 1909 SVDB on it, it is.
it's Steve Collin. And something I wanted to bring up about dandelions, and maybe Steve will bring that up
Oh,
because I hadn't had
dandelions.
a chance to get into that
They're
yet.
delicious.
I did post it, but we hadn't had a chance.
We need
But-
some dandelions.
Yeah.
You put some Thousand Island dressing on it. They're good, aren't they,
What?
Steve?
No.
I got good news for you. That's worth a
What's that?
penny. So that Rayford's penny that he had me look at is worth a penny. Sorry.
What year is it?
Yeah, it's a 67.
67. Okay.
What about these others?
I look at them.
Hey, Steve, how are you?
I'm doing well. Hope y'all are too.
No, we're not. We're just here.
Just killing time looking at pennies.
I got you. I don't know if Lee told you I was the one that asked about the pine needle tea.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I tell you, it amazes me that every medical professional I've ever asked that question to, they've never heard of it. And I don't know. It's not a secret. If you do a Google search, it comes up.
I've heard of it, but I went right by it because I have inadvertently, gotten a green pine needle, and that gum that comes off of it.
I remember Steve
those things
talking
taste
about it.
awful.
Right. I remember, well, they said certain pines too, but I remember Steve last year talking about this.
Mhm.
Honestly,
tried
when you make tea with it,
Yes.
it smells like pine, but it don't necessarily taste like pine, and there's not much of an aftertaste. And you put like honey or sugar, something in it. And but when I asked the nutritionist lady about it, she looked it up on her site, and it depending on what age of the tree and what part of the tree you get the needles from, it can have as much as 10 times more vitamin C than orange juice.
Wow.
And I've sent Lee this message about it, but the Spanish conquistadors that came here
Yeah.
that died of scurvy, that was the lack of vitamin C, and they didn't know that the pine trees they died under were full of vitamin C.
Wow.
Yeah.
They weren't real bright.
Well, they just didn't know. They were used to citrus over there,
Right, scurvy.
yeah. But yeah, I've always found it interesting. They'd never heard of that, and there's a bunch of stuff that's like that. There's a book out there. I want to say it's called The Old Ways or something like that. It's like a coffee table book,
Uh-huh.
but it's like 500-600 pages of old remedies and old ways they did things and old ways they preserved things, and it's pretty interesting book, I guess. But I've been meaning to try and get hold of one of them myself. I want to read up on some things I haven't learned yet. But,
Okay.
Well, I'd say, do you still prefer oranges or vitamin C tablets?
I don't prefer vitamin C tablets. I looked into that, and your body actually doesn't absorb that very well. It has to process like 90% of that. Your body don't absorb.
Yeah, it's got a lot of other stuff in it too. It's not pure vitamin C.
Right. And I looked at after the doctor said something about the kidney stones. I Googled it right quick and looked it up. And the pine needle tea, because you have to drink so much less of it to get the same amount of vitamin C, then it's better in that aspect. Because any tea, from what I read, can give you kidney stones. Especially if you don't drink enough water. But
like green tea,
because you have to drink less of it.
You know what gets me?
Yeah.
When you make tea or coffee, you're using water. Why doesn't that count?
What are you doing?
It does, but
chapstick.
you're contaminating the water, for lack of a better word.
The doctor says, "Do you drink lots of water?" Yeah, with my coffee and tea.
I said the same thing, and they look at me and laugh like, "You don't know."
No, they can't
Exactly.
explain it when
Yeah,
they
it's like
get
it goes both
That's the
ways.
problem. They can't explain it.
Yes, I know.
Yeah. Hey, another thing I wanted to ask y'all about right quick this morning, I don't know if y'all talked about it, I've been in and out, is the White House's newfound push to acquire Greenland.
Yes.
Oh, it's, come on, leave me alone. Guys, Trump, whatever. Not you. I'm talking about,
I know.
we got
I
better
know.
things to do and better places. If you look, good God.
I know, that was loud.
She
Wasn't
stepped on that child.
it? She's trying to tell me that she wants something to drink, but I got to get her sippy cup.
You better give her something to drink, no. First of all, why? We
That's
don't
what I
need
said,
them.
why?
We don't need it. If they want to be part of us, then they can believe, what is it? Denmark? Is it owned by Denmark?
Yes.
Denmark.
Yeah.
Denmark, right.
Mhm.
Just tell them you want out. You can get away from them, have a revolution, get away from them, just like we got away from Great Britain. If that's what you want to do, I don't think we should go after it. That's.
Did you read the note or see the post that the Prime Minister of Greenland wrote and posted yesterday about Trump's post? It was priceless.
I did see some of that, there's a lot of people that are upset over that.
Yeah.
Them saying that, and it ain't just Trump saying it. Stephen Miller came out and gave a very authoritarian speech on how
Bless their hearts.
America's a superpower and we need to start acting like one. So,
Oh God, we're a bully and we're going to be acting. No, if we do things
that's what he wants to do.
if we're doing things to safeguard our country, pretty much as far as I'm concerned, everything's on the table. However, we don't do it for the purpose of gaining land. Else, we do it for the purpose of supposedly securing our borders, securing the people here, making us feel safer, and making us definitely safer. I don't. But just going out, if you want to buy Greenland, and Denmark wants to sell it, okay. I don't know why, but okay. That's how we got Alaska, isn't it? We bought it, didn't we?
I read up a little bit on it, and I ain't going to say I'm no expert by no means, but apparently in 1965 we signed a treaty with them that allows us to have access to their waters, to be able to control their waters.
We do that, yes. That's not the only place.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. We got access to patrol their waters all around Greenland. We have the ability to run exercises there. Why they're so interested in owning it is don't make no sense to me.
We better be planning to do something with Guantanamo Bay because we have a lease. It's a 100-year lease that we signed in 1959 with the guy before Castro, And we have a lease that Castro never honored. We used to pay them $39,000 a year. I don't know whether they cashed the first check. They never cashed another check after that. When I was down there on a couple of occasions, that was still the big joke. They're not cashing our checks. We keep sending it to them, but Cuba has not cashed the check. So, but we still have that deal on paper. We have a lease for 100 years. That 100 years is coming up in 2059. That's where we need to be making plans, because that area is 90 miles from us, from Key West. Duh.
So your
We
lease
need to
has
make sure we have
expired.
security there.
Has
As
expired.
I was reading up on it, I found an interesting side note is that I forget what year it was, but America recognized Denmark as the owner of Greenland,
Mhm.
and they are the ones that gave us what became the U.S. Virgin Islands. I
I
thought that was an interesting
think that's
side note.
right. I had forgotten about that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Denmark gave them to us,
Oh.
and we recognize Greenland as officially their territory.
Well, bless them. I'll trade the Virgin. I will keep the Virgin Islands. They can keep Greenland.
Right.
All it's going
It's
to do. I'm sorry, Steve. Go ahead.
That's okay. I was just going to say, with all the crazy problems we do, actual problems we have going on, why they're inventing stuff, I don't understand.
You know, one of the issues that nobody's talked about is how messed up it's going to make the Olympics.
Right?
The Olympics.
Why?
The countries that we're talking about, like Greenland and Venezuela and stuff. You have these countries are represented in the Olympics.
Well, would they be our 51st state?
Don't ask me. I'm not the president. He won't even face me in a golf match.
Oh, here we go. You're getting awful squirrely today.
Oh God, Lord.
We almost got away.
But
with it.
anyway, I was going to say that's a couple of things I wanted to throw out there this
Steve.
morning.
Steve.
Uh-oh.
I'm sorry.
She's one to
Steve.
tackle.
Go ahead.
10 o'clock this morning, the committee, the hearings on the Minnesota fraud starts. Are you going to be watching them?
No.
I am. This is going to be good.
I was going to say I'll probably have to catch the recap.
Uh-huh.
I got a wellness appointment with a
Oh.
nutritionist this morning.
Oh,
So,
okay. Well,
Good luck.
hope all goes
yeah,
well.
and it's post-Christmas, post-New Year's weight check-in.
Yes.
Yeah, I hate that.
And
I shouldn't
I'm
do
not
that.
going to get a good report card.
Okay.
You know, this having a wellness exam the first of the year is a scam.
Is it,
Okay, first of all. Well, first of all, I've got Halloween to get rid of all the candy that we would buy
Right.
to give out to kids that don't show up.
And you go
So
into all
we
the
can't just throw it away. So I got to eat it.
Pumpkin
And then we got Thanksgiving coming up.
Right.
Thanksgiving is a feast. They call it a feast for a reason. And I
Mhm.
feast and I cook and I got leftovers forever. Then there's Christmas. Oh my God.
All those fruitcakes you get.
I didn't do any fruitcakes.
I go to the nutritionist once every 6 weeks, quite often, and I did pretty good for Thanksgiving, but I ate like a fattening hog during Christmas and New Year's.
Yep, I could have been sold for a lot of money if I'd gotten done the scale route.
My only resolution is to eat better. That was it.
Mine was to eat a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. Steve, thank you.
All right, guys.
Go take care of grandbaby. Give her something to drink.
Get
she's
that
already
baby
got it.
something
She's
to
back
drink.
She's back watching Miss Rachel and happy as a clam.
All right. Talk to you later. Bye.
Actually, one of your pennies could be worth between 10 and 35 cents.
All of these pennies are wheat pennies. You notice?
Mhm. I did.
What was the last year they made wheat pennies?
Mhm. I'd have to look.
When
it
did they
up.
put the Lincoln Memorial on the back of pennies? When was the first Lincoln penny
Yeah,
made?
too many questions for me.
And why was it made in that year? What was the penny that preceded the Lincoln penny?
I'm not sure. I do know that the value of it is based on where it was minted.
Yeah, well, there's one particular kind too, because on the penny on the side of it underneath this little area here,
Mhm.
the shoulder area right down here, they're the initials of the guy who designed the Lincoln penny, VDB. I forgot what the initials stand for, but that was his initials. I know some pennies they were put there. One that was minted in San Francisco. Some of the San Francisco 1909 pennies that were known as 1909 S San
Mhm.
Francisco
Yeah.
VDB. They were worth back in the day hundreds of dollars in
Yeah.
the 60s when I stopped collecting coins. Now, what year was the first Lincoln penny minted?
1937.
Wrong.
The first Lincoln pen.
Mhm. And prior to the year that the first Lincoln penny came out, what was the penny that preceded that?
1897.
Wrong. 1909. Why in 1909? It's the 100th
remember
anniversary of the birth of
1970.
Abraham Lincoln. He was born in 1809. The penny that was in circulation prior to 1909 was the Indian head penny. And they were still in circulation, believe it or not, in the 1950s because my dad would come home. I got to go through his change every night that he put out.
Oh,
And
yeah.
when I would find something that was interesting, I got to keep it.
Yeah, Dad, God rest his soul. He had a little box on his refrigerator when he said, "You guys go get some lunch money or something." You open up and there's all sorts of coins and things. In there.
I got started collecting coins by an older cousin, and he would come down and stay with my grandmother from time to time, and I would be down there. Never forget. You remember these oil tablecloths that folks would have? They were I think they called them oil. You could wipe them off with cleanser and stuff like that.
Right, a
You
slick.
covered- slick, that kind of stuff. He would go to the bank with $10 bill and get $10 worth of pennies.
Oh Lord, I'm trying to get rid of them.
1,000 pennies. We'd go through, lay them out there, and he told me what to look for and to separate them. And we would look through in a given evening 1,000 pennies. At one time, you could buy in the coin collector magazines straight from machines, parking meters.
Yeah.
You could buy barrels of pennies or quarters or whatever you could get. Some parking meters used to take a penny, by the way. You could buy pennies or a bunch of coins that came straight from parking meters. So in other words, you were getting kind of like stuff that was in circulation that people that didn't collect coins may have in there. That was better than getting new pennies at the bank.
Well, you think about all these locations now, grocery store, banks, and things where you just take your jug and you pour it down in there.
Yep.
How many valuable coins
lot.
do you think are going through there?
All of these pennies here, these are wheat pennies. You haven't answered the question yet. When was the last wheat penny minute?
I told you, you asked that, and then you asked another.
Well, I heard a snore when
Was the
I heard a snore
last
from the left
Mhm.
when we went
penny
there.
made?
When was
Right.
the last wheat penny made?
1958. The last wheat penny was minted in 1958. After this year, the
All-
design
all of these
changed to
pennies
feature Lincoln Memorial.
When I was working at a cash register at another place, and I would find something, these are obviously different than today's pennies with the Lincoln Memorial on the
Yeah.
back. You can
Right.
see these stood out like a sore thumb. When you look at this penny or this penny, it kind of stands out, right?
Yeah.
Wheat pennies, I just took those anyway. I'd put a penny in for a penny I'd take out.
They
But the cash
were
register would balance.
produced from 1909 through 1958, making them very popular for collectors.
The exact date that they were stopped making those was December 3rd, 1958.
Mhm.
I was there.
That was my birthday.
Yeah, I'm not right.
I need a shovel. I got to get some fertilizer. Can you just go out there and talk over my waste beds?
Here, I've got a story for you. A new teachers group says educators at 52 schools from Wilmington to just outside of Gastonia will participate in walkouts today to protest better working conditions. Leaders of the North Carolina Teachers in Action say educators at 30 schools in Wake County, 15 in New Hanover, 5 in Charlotte, Mecklenburg, and 2 in Gaston County will either hold either walkouts or walk-ins on Wednesday. Organizers say protests in some of the North Carolina largest counties will highlight the need for more support from the state leaders for public education, which is state leaders are supposed to be going into session to talk about this today. And they were hoping for a much larger turnout, but they said that a few of the protests on Wednesday will be held before school or after school so as not to impact the school day. Participants won't have to take the day off from work at those schools, but there are the others that will be taking the day off to
Good for them.
protest. So, yeah.
Well,
Wow, we're starting off the year.
well, I'm glad they're going to be doing a walk-in. They'll be walking
Yeah.
into their classroom and teaching
That would be nice.
students, which is what they're
Yeah,
paid for.
but here they said, it was said that around 20 of the 45 teachers at one school, Northwoods Elementary in Cary, not here, Cary, North Carolina, plan to call out of work on Wednesday, and it will cause Northwoods to make changes that include having students eat lunch in their classroom instead of the cafeteria.
What's that got to do with it?
Well, you put them all in one group. I guess everybody's going to go to the cafeteria for class today and lunch.
But they're going to eat in their lunch in their
in their
In the
classroom.
classroom. I don't know. It seems
That
like
doesn't make
these-
any sense whatsoever.
But they're looking to restore longevity pay, unfreeze step increases, restore master's pay, restore retiree health coverage, fully funded Leandro plan, and cap health insurance premiums.
Okay, good. Yesterday, the
Well-
talk continued. It was wall to wall everywhere about the evil, illegal dictator of Venezuela taken
Yes.
down on orders of the evil, legal president of the United States. Trump's coming under a load of criticism, of
Mhm.
course. I think the silent majority, as they've been called,
Mm-hmm.
are vastly supportive of Donald Trump in this action.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't like him as a person. I don't like thinking about taking over Greenland. Why? I mean, to me, it makes no sense. Maybe there's a good reason. Maybe there's a good legal way to do it. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me, but there's a lot that doesn't make sense to me. Ridiculous number of congressmen from both parties blasting away. I've felt about things like this with a ridiculous, all these congressmen. He must be doing something right. I always said that if I would get calls when I was a news director, I'd get calls from a Republican and blasting me for covering the way we covered a particular event, a political event. And then I'd get calls from the Democrat who would blast me for covering that same event the way we covered that same event. I must be doing something right.
Yeah.
If I got blasted by both sides, I must be on target. That's the way I looked at it. And I said, please, thank you. You made me feel good. If he's getting nailed, some of them simply because they don't like him as a Democrat. They don't like him. They just don't like him. Republicans, there are some Republicans that have an axe to grind. They don't like him because he may have dissed them at some point in time because he's been an equal opportunity
Disser.
disser. That's a new word for us, isn't it?
Sure.
But we know what it means. He's blasted Republicans. He's blasted Democrats. I think he's done fairly decent in that respect. Okay. In a case like this, I'm trying to think of a good reason, not an excuse. There's a difference
Mhm.
for a party in total, as whether it's a Republican Party or a Democrat Party, to everyone, for the most part, come out and say, he's wrong. He shouldn't have been doing that. It's hard to get an entire group of people together to do that unless it's for a straight up political reason. If they got anything else other than a political reason, if it was anything else other than a political reason, I would think that there would be an equal number of Republicans doing the same thing. I would say that those Republicans who are saying, Mr. President, you don't have a right to do that, I'd give them more credibility than I would an entire block of Democrats who all team up as together to say the same thing. If you see where I'm coming from, if an equal amount of Democrats and an equal amount of Republicans all came out saying the same thing, then you would have to give them all the same credit. But if they do it just for political reasons, I have no time for them. I don't give them any credibility, any credit whatsoever for doing what they're or saying what they're doing. This is not a political situation. This is whether it can be done legally or whether it cannot be done legally.
From what I have read, just Chris, what I have read, he did everything that he was allowed to do by holding the office of commander-in-chief
Yes.
and president.
That's the way I would look at it on the surface. But as far as just for those who disagree with you and me, and there will be some
That's
who
fine.
do that, I respect them for that. I do not respect them for that if the only reason they do it is discrimination. Democrats will discriminate against Republicans. Republicans will en masse discriminate against Democrats. Either way, it's discriminatory. I don't approve of discrimination. Okay? Tell me what the difference is, whether this mass of Democrats would be discriminating against, I don't know, white people or black people or Danish people. Let's take a look at something. The management of the Hampton Inn, Lakeville, and Minnesota supposedly refused service to federal ICE agents. This particular place is independently owned, and the Hampton headquarters said the actions do not represent or reflect the corporate views of the Hampton, which the Hampton is part of the Hilton operation.
Right.
And the Hilton higher up said, ain't no way, we don't discriminate against anyone. Their own company called this discrimination.
Right.
The Hilton called this discrimination because simply they were federal agents going after illegal aliens. The Hilton said that would be discrimination. So if every Democrat, 99.9% of them, who was it, had one Democrat came out and said he did a good job, except he should have notified Congress.
Right.
If all Democrats, or the whatever number, the high percentage, all say the same thing, and they are alone in their viewpoints altogether, isn't that discrimination against a Republican president or this particular president? You cannot tell me, there's your squirrel again, climbing my fence, my gate. He's sitting on top of it. Kathy, come get him. Well,
Gone to
I'm
the
going to trap him and
squirrels.
take him home for you.
We've gone to
No.
All
Would
of
she
a
feed him
sudden.
in a cage? That would be safe. I would look at that as discrimination.
Yeah.
If the Democrats all came out and said, you know, I don't like Martin Luther King, he's black. That would be discrimination, right?
I would say
Yeah.
yes.
I don't like all radio hosts because I just don't like radio hosts. Is that discrimination?
No, that's preference.
I mean, en masse, they don't like the radio, any radio, talk radio programs. They hate talk radio. So we want to get rid of it. Would that be discrimination?
I think I'm going to have to agree with Lee. That's preference. Your format, that's not the format
But
you like.
if one side of a group of people, one group of people with a political viewpoint, i.e. Democrats or i.e. Republicans, they all take that viewpoint, they jump on board that train, is that discrimination? It's not part of their political
It's
platform.
unfair, but does that constitute discrimination? Sorta, yeah. I mean, I can
Is that a
sort of see that.
discriminatory viewpoint?
Yeah. Well, if they're doing it against all,
I don't like the entire U.S. military. I'm a Democrat, and I don't want.
You're a
We
dummy.
should abolish all the police departments, defund the police departments, and defund the military.
dollar crook.
Is that discriminatory?
Okay, so if you liked when Rush Limbaugh was alive, if you liked Rush Limbaugh, but you didn't like Howard Stern.
That's just a personal preference.
Yeah.
But if they
So
just,
in
if,
gen- you're
if they
saying
don't
in
like them
general.
in general, if
In
an entire
general.
group of you talk about individuals liking or disliking. I'm talking about a group of individuals, all on this
But,
from the
yeah.
same group, not just a random sampling of Americans. A group.
That would,
If they were all white people saying they did not like Martin Luther King, but that would be discrimination.
Well, that
would it
has
not?
to do with race, right?
Yeah. Well,
Mm-hmm. Let me see. The Equal Protection Clause of the Constitution in Title 7's V117, right? Prohibition of discrimination require that all persons be treated as individuals and that the laws operate primarily to protect persons, not groups. This means group classifications should not be used to infer inferences about individuals based on their membership in a group.
oh, in other words, an ICE agent. They wouldn't serve the ICE agents. They would not provide them service. Is that discrimination?
yeah.
Yes, I would
Yes,
say yes.
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 Country clubs discriminate.
Yes, they do. But they're private, aren't they?
Right.
At
Yes.
what point in time can is private versus
Public.
let's just go to a gentlemen's club has got a new meaning today than it used to have.
Mhm.
There were gentlemen's clubs, gentlemen's groups. There was one in Wilmington.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't go. Black person could not be a member. They could work there as a server. You could work there as a server. That was going on in the 80s.
The YMCA.
No. This was a private club
Oh,
that met downtown Wilmington.
okay.
All
Okay.
male,
Okay, I got
all
you.
white.
I got you. Okay.
Okay, going back to discrimination. Discrimination is the process of making unjustified
Illegal. I
distinctions
think so.
between people based on the groups, classes, or other categories to which they belong,
Can the
or
KKK
perceived to belong.
Can the KKK be called discriminatory? File charges against them because they won't allow black membership? No, it's a private organization. Do they get public funds? What a tangled web we weave when we
Where does
start
that
examining
throw?
stuff. Yeah, I know. What
Just
is
don't
this?
it in. Where
what
does
is
that
this-
throw the NAACP?
Same thing. Do they allow white membership? I think they do, but
I'd have to refer to Lee on that one.
What?
I
The
don't know what you mean.
NAACP.
I think they allow white membership too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know a lot of the members of the local NAACP.
yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
it's, yeah,
So
it's a
There's
mixed
one that speaks at the county commissioners meeting.
Yeah.
It's a member.
Yeah. So I wouldn't see that. KKK? I
that-
doubt very seriously if you're going to find a black guy as a member of the KKK, unless he's what they used to call passing.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting though. I didn't quite understand the way you
Yeah.
put the question out to begin with, but I understand now and I agree.
It's discriminatory.
It is just I just didn't understand the way you put it out. But I see what you're saying and I have to agree with that. Yes, it is
So-
discrimination.
So this Hilton discriminated because they were law enforcement or they were ICE?
ICE.
Well, let's
So here's the other part of the story. Now that
Oh,
Hilton,
man.
that particular inn has been cut off. They've been taken off the Government Services Administration's approved
Mhm.
location for federal they were on a list, and they last year had 130 room nights rented out to the federal government,
Mhm.
not to ICE. You
Well-
could have I don't know, drug cops.
let's clarify though that this Hilton was a franchise.
Well, we know that, yeah.
Yes.
But they can take that franchise name
Well,
away from them.
they will no longer now hold the Hilton franchise
That's what I'm
because
saying.
Hilton said bye.
but that's up to the Hilton. But they were
Excuse
having
me.
that particular inn, what they're calling now the Hampton Inn, Lakeville. They had 130 room nights rented out to federal employees
Yeah.
last year. They won't have them this year. GSA's cut them off. Ding, you're not approved anymore
So
because you're offering discrimination.
I'm just curious because I don't know. I have a dependent military card. Doesn't say anything except dependent. But whether these ICE agents have the federal ID that goes when they're checking in, here's my federal ID to get that rate.
When they got ICE stamped on the back of their vest and
Well,
shirts and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
it was very discriminatory.
whatever.
I have to agree.
Yeah, they're identified as ICE agents. Their IDs don't say U.S. government.
No, but so my curiosity was, are they wearing their ICE jackets in there going, okay, hi, I'm in my room.
Probably
Oh, yeah, I
not.
would.
Not when they check in, because they don't want the world to know
Right.
what's going on. But when they check in and they provide
I'd
a
be
government
wearing
ID
it.
that says, Homeland Security.
Yeah.
I'd be wearing it. First question I'd ask is, "Where's your ice machine?"
I'm here to check your ice machine. I'm from ICE.
Oh my gosh! Did you see the story that just came out about a Richlands woman facing felony and misdemeanor charges? Oh my gosh! This is a Richlands woman is facing felony and misdemeanor charges following an alleged domestic assault. Renee Evelyn Jacobs, 61 of Richlands. I know that name. Was arrested on Monday by the Onslow County Sheriff's Office. She's charged with felony assault by strangulation and misdemeanor crime of domestic violence. According to the arrest warrants, she's accused of assaulting a person and inflicting physical injury during an incident which occurred on the date of her arrest. Warrants allege the victim sustained scratches to his neck and reported having difficulty breathing, pressure around his neck, trouble swallowing, and a raspy voice following the incidents. Investigators allege Jacobs placed both of her hands around the person's neck, choking them. Warrants further state that Jacobs pushed the person over a couch, struck them in the head with a picture frame, and continued choking them.
That's a serious crime. Strangulation.
She is in the detention center without bond.
Good.
Wow.
Well, she'll be there. Was this person related?
Well, it was domestic assault.
Then it's related by.
And they
Relationship.
said the victim was a male. So
Well, it could have been a boyfriend. Or
That's
whatever,
what I'm-
but, that
yeah.
becomes domestic. At that
right.
point. Brother becomes domestic. Anything
Exactly.
becomes domestic when you do that.
Wow, but why does
And
that name
that
sound familiar?
gets you sent to jail without benefit of bond until you have a first court appearance.
Oh, wow.
I wonder what led up to that one. Whoa. Watch out if you're a white homeowner.
What?
Yeah, buddy.
white
The
homeowner?
new socialist mayor of New York
Oh, God.
has a housing czar that he
Oh,
appointed to make sure tenants are protected. Looking back, seems that czar CEA, I don't know how you pronounce her name, Say Weaver, has maintained over the years that owning your own home is a sign of white supremacy.
Huh?
In a posting on X a couple of years back, Weaver quoted, she wrote that private property, including and kind of especially home ownership, is a weapon of white supremacy masquerading as wealth building public policy. In another tweet, Weaver called for more communists to be elected to public office. You poor misguided souls in the Big Apple. Good luck. We just got to hope this kind of crap does not spread. There's growing spread of socialism, communism, whatever you want to call it. The difference between socialism and communism, we need to talk about one day.
Okay.
Because you know what the difference is? Not a lot. In the name and name only, some say.
Well, it has spread to Seattle,
Yes.
Washington.
Minneapolis. Washington. Be especially careful when you're looking at individuals. And when they claim to be a socialist, they admit it. Bernie Sanders. He says he's a Democrat
yeah.
socialist.
Mhm.
AOC, I'm a Democrat socialist. Is that supposed to be a popular thing?
Amongst themselves, yeah.
How did this guy get elected in New York City? Just because? He's a radical?
Allegedly, the lady that he's just put in charge of the city hall, something or another, went out and got 3 million people to vote, or 900,000 something. She did a good job of canvassing and getting people to vote.
I'm just like beside myself. I don't. Socialism. Communism was a popular thing among the socialites in the early 50s, late 40s. They were all looking at it as maybe that's a cool thing. They became members of the Communist Party. Remember that big old investigation that went on?
Yeah.
A congressional, or was it a Senate investigation? One or the other. Massive investigation. A lot of movie stars were uncovered. A lot of people, unfortunately, were stupid and they attended a party and their names were written down on the list and they were all called in for questioning. You remember the Communist Party? No. I went to this meeting. I didn't know it was a Communist Party meeting. But they were blacklisted for life in a lot of cases.
We're going to end today with a nice story.
No.
Yes. This is
Turn your mic off.
yeah, a nervous proposal on a towering Michigan suspension bridge, if I can talk, took a dramatic turn when an engagement ring slipped from the man's fingers and plunged 118 feet into the snow below. Trevor Van Camp had just asked his longtime girlfriend Danielle Jenkins to marry him under the Christmas lights on the Sky Bridge at Boyne Mountain in northern Michigan when he dropped the ring through the grate as he knelt on one knee.
He didn't really want it to happen.
After panicking for a second, the couple said they knew they had to try to find the ring. So the couple got clearance from the resort to go down the snowy mountain and spend 2.5 hours searching with a metal detector, along with the resort's night shift snowmaking supervisor, Pat Harper. And just when they were about to give up, Mr. Harper there pinged on an item in the snow, and it was the ring. What a great story. Dropped the ring 118 feet into the snow.
You know, that ring didn't go straight down, right? If you're 118 feet up and you're in a gorge like that, there's going to be a breeze blowing.
We don't know. We don't know that there was any wind that night. Don't make this story complicated.
No, I'm saying how tough it is to find something like that.
Right.
Because otherwise, you would think you could just drop a string straight down there with a weight on it and go straight down to where it was. No, that doesn't work that way.
That's a marriage that will last forever now. It was an experience
we had,
they had. Wow.
Go up tall towers, like the TV towers, there's 2,000 footers up there.
Mm-hmm.
You could drop a tool. You could drop a hammer for 2,000 feet up.
Right.
And there's always wind up there, right? That hammer may be a quarter mile away. It does not go straight down. There's no telling where it will end up. People had to be really careful with dropping stuff. So, because they were always up there, and there were more tools found out in the woods and stuff here. It was funny. So
Well, I have to go home and make some breakfast and warm up the TV and get on my fluffies and sit down and watch all this show that's going to be this morning.
You're going to get on your what?
My flip flops and my fluffies. Kick my feet up on the coffee table.
Flip-flops are.
I do too.
What
My
about
fluffies, my
fluffies?
fluffy clothes, they're nice, comfortable clothes. Like PJs. This is
You
going to
mean
be
like what Shockwave wears all the time, day in and day out?
yes.
He's got his own fluffies.
Clothes. I can't wait to see how this committee here
I'm
is
going
starting off
shopping
today.
for a post-operative present. I may have to order it online because I haven't seen one since I was a kid. But
What?
I've got a present in mind for
What is
the
it?
recovery of Slugger.
I told Slugger you wanted her to get the
Something for
squirrels
rehab?
fattened
Yeah.
Oh,
I'll tell you all about it.
no, I don't want to know.
But you won't tell her, will you?
I have
No.
things in my. I don't even want to know. No. Mm-mm.
Daniel Boone.
Well,
I could
You're
say
live and local real talk, where we're always awake. Never Whoa. We'll see you in the morning, maybe. What we have anybody
Stay
tomorrow?
tuned for tomorrow.
Oh,
We
yeah,
have
Chris
a
Miller.
favorite sports editor.
Oh,
Chris
yeah.
Miller. I have a lot of questions for him. I need to know about
Again.
the Tar Heels.
Which one? Those that play basketball or
No,
the
we're
guys
talking
that
about,
defended our
was it
country?
the basketball game?
Okay,
A lot of
goodbye.
controversy. I
See
need
you in
to
the
know.
morning.
Bye.